Hey, how's it going everyone? GC Performance here, back with another video, and today I have for you guys a ton of tech packed into this beautiful bike right here. This is a full carbon fiber e-gravel bike or e-road bike by a company called CYCTRON, and this is the model INFINI X1. It is a complete 1x12 SRAM Apex drivetrain with a bicycle that has a ton of technology packed into it. So in today's video, I'm gonna go over all the specs on this bike, talk about what it's capable of. I get a ton of companies that reach out to me who say they have different products to show off, their stuff coming down the pipeline. This bicycle really stood out to me with a lot of the features it has on it. It has built-in lights front and rear up here in the cockpit, so front and rear. The rear is also motion detected as well. You have a integrated cycle solution system, which is a fingerprint-based touchscreen that shows you your onboard display and also gives you information about the bike. It has a quad lock setup that you can mount your phone on, so when you're riding the bike, it has an app that you can go into that can tell you your speed, but not only that, while it's on the quad lock, it will wirelessly charge your phone. You also have a charging port here. If you wanted to be on the go, you can charge stuff like your electronics, like a laptop, your phone, whatever you want, with a 65-watt fast charge quick connect, and also a 4K camera in the front as well, which is pretty crazy. And this whole cockpit is carbon fiber. From the handlebar to the stem, it has a 4K camera in there as well that you would use with the app. So while riding, if wanted to, you can go ahead and turn on the camera for whatever gravel adventures you're doing and whatever you want to do there. But it has a lot of stuff in there, and the battery capability of this bicycle, get this, they say you can go up to 100 miles on one charge for 100 miles. Sorry, I just want to double check that before I went into it. Kilometers, miles are different, but 100 miles on eco mode, and then you can get 50 miles up to on the regular modes as well, which they have 4 different modes on here, which you can go through, which will show you on the cycle through systems. It has some gimmicky stuff like an alarm system that if you touch the bike, it kind of goes off, but that's not really what we're here for. To be honest with you, with what the bike comes spec'd in at for a full carbon fiber bike, there is no confirmation on price yet, but I think they're aiming to release this thing around $4,500. But just think about this bicycle in terms of where the bicycle market is in general. It's a carbon fiber e-bike with a 1x12 drivetrain with hydraulic SRAM Apex system on here with 700x40C Continental tires and a physique saddle on there and a carbon fiber frame. That type of stuff, just by a bicycle alone without the motor and without the battery, usually goes for $3,500 to $4,000. So with this, you're getting a battery and also a motor operated vehicle, which it responds really well. But yeah, so let's go ahead and check out the cockpit, and then we'll talk more about the battery and the motor because it has a ton of torque on this thing. So starting off with the cockpit here, the bicycle only comes in a medium size, I think, for right now. And they say it can take anyone up to 5'9", up to about 6'2". I think they're working on more sizes as well. But again, this is just a model to showcase because they wanted my feedback on what I thought about the bicycle. Because I'm in the bicycle industry and I see so many different brands and so many different bike models out there, from big name brands to low name brands, they wanted my feedback to tell me what they could do to work on here. But starting off with the cockpit, this is a carbon fiber, which look at the integration for that stem on there. A carbon fiber handlebar and stem, and it flares out to a 42 centimeter for the gravel bar in here. So you have a well enough handling ability if you go on-road or off-road. You have a SRAM Apex 12-speed, which feels very familiar for anyone who's ridden a mountain bike or gravel bike ever. You have hydraulic disc brakes, and then your regular double tap shifting system, which works really well. The quad lock system is nice. This model did not come with the quad lock case, but I believe the quad lock cases will come with the bikes depending on your phone mount. But like I said, it's a nice feature to have if you have your phone here, and when you mount it on here, you're always gonna have a charge, and it's gonna charge off the battery inside the bike as well, which is really cool. The 4K camera is in the front of here, and also the lights, which are really bright. The lumens on here, I don't know the exact, but I will compare it to about like a 500 lumen light for seeing. So it's very capable of riding while outside in pitch dark if you guys needed to. So keep that in mind. But yeah, the adjustments here are just right here for the pinch bolts, and then also you have your little quill stem that tightens this thing down right here as well. Now let me showcase you guys the wheels on here. They're nothing to rave home about. It's just an alloy spoke wheel, but they are reinforced. They look like double-butted spokes on here. Obviously, you want some strength, especially with the weight of the bike. They say this bike weighs about 18 kgs, so it's right around like 35 pounds. It is a e-bike, so you have a battery and a motor to take care of. So with your weight on top of there, they want to make sure these wheels are reinforced. It's an alloy rim that has about 45 mils of depth. And then on here, you have the Continental Terra Trail, which is a 700 by 40C tire which has more than enough tread and traction on here to take care of whatever you want to. A bunch of mounting bolts for the sides if you want to add more water bottle cages or let's say bags. I haven't seen any accessories on their website yet, but I'm sure they'll have some to go on there. There also looks to be fender mount bolts here as well on the top of this place. It is a hydraulic disc brake system that you can go to right here with the SRAM apex on there, and then you have your regular through bolt system here. It is a Schrader valve, and I'm guessing the reason for this is because they wanted that heavier duty rim. They made it in a Schrader valve, which I think is dumb. But the tires are tubeless ready, but you would have to get an adapter to fill that void for that Schrader valve hole to get it set up tubeless on here, because right now it just has tubes. So keep that in mind. The battery is connected right there at the bottom with the keys. All you have to do is just remove that battery by turning that key and then popping that off, and then you could take that battery inside to charge it. So that way if you had a condo, apartment, or whatever, and you didn't want to take the whole bike up into your house to charge it, you can do so by charging it inside your house, which is really cool. Going over to the other side here, we have water ball mounting systems right here, 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 and here. And then this again is a full carbon fiber frame that houses that whole body. Now for the motor and battery. The motor on here has 100 Newton meters of torque, which has, you can feel it. Whenever you pedal on this thing, depending on which gear you're in, you feel that boost right away. They have different modes. I believe they have an eco mode, a sport mode, a trail mode, and then a boost mode, which the boost mode is the most insane. The battery on here is about a 672 watt battery, so it's a massive battery. Like I said, they say you can get about 100 miles out of one single charge for eco mode. On the regular modes, you're going to get about 50 miles in there, and they say that usual using that entire time is going to be about 250 to 350 watts. Now, if you put it into boost mode, you can activate it, and it can go up to 660 watts, which you feel it again, and this bicycle has two different modes to unlock in the app. In the bicycle setup straight out of the box, it comes in at 25 kilometers an hour for the max speed. But if you change it on the app system, you can change it to a 32 kilometer setup, so that way you get assistance all the way up to that top end speed. And the boost mode, you feel the torque right away. Now I'll say this, anything in electric, whenever you use the top end stuff, it's gonna drain the battery much faster. So keep that in mind. It's something that you definitely have to, we all like to use the fastest and the quickest of the bicycle, but that will only be on road situations. If you're riding in gravel trails or off-road, I'm sure you don't wanna go 25 kilometers an hour going through switchbacks and curves and climbing and stuff like that. So the bicycle is very capable enough of doing it in any other different mode as well. Going over to the touchscreen right here, we just tap right here. It's gonna give you a little loading screen with a nice little buzz. You have your battery percentage here, your motor torque, your foot assistance. You have your modes, which says off right here, and you can change with these little thumb buttons right here. So let's change this over to here. Oh, sorry. This one here. Eco, Tour, Sport, and Boost. Then we have our maximum speed and then our average speed as well in kilometers an hour as well. Also, whenever you do this, you can go ahead and put this on a fingerprint lock, so that way when you're moving it, that way you can trigger that alarm if you want to. So if someone goes to pick up your bike or move your bike, it puts this like little alarm off that's kind of annoying. Really, I don't even know why the point, because it's not going to stop anyone from running away with their bike, but it does make a little alarm sound there as well. Press and hold to turn off, and that's going to turn off the bicycle for you. Going to the back here, we have a 40-tooth chainring on the front end, and then I want to say 1050 in the rear for the 12-speed with a SRAM Apex chain, and then your normal SRAM Apex rear derailleur again in a mechanical setup. The wheel system on here does have a little monitor for the speed. That's your speed sensor right there, and it's ran off a magnet on the wheel, which showcases right here. I would definitely say on this bicycle, the wheels are its kryptonite, but you could swap these wheels out to a carbon fiber wheel if you needed to. But people always ask me that. They go, should I put carbon fiber wheels on an e-bike? If you have the money, sure. But on an e-bike, the bicycle is doing, the motor and the battery are doing the majority of the work. You want something robust, you want something to take a beating. These wheels are gonna be that wheel to take that beating for you for sure. You're not gonna get any kind of benefit with the aerodynamics with that kind of weight on that bike. So I don't really think you're looking for any kind of advantage of lightweight or whatever your case. I would say the heavier the better for an e-bike for sure. You have fender mount bolts right here, and this is your rear integrated taillight as well. It is a full carbon fiber seat post, and then you have the adjustment for the saddle right there, and it comes with a physique AED on saddle as well. It comes in, I think, 6 different colors. This is the sand grain color, but they also come in like a green, a red, a black, and all these other different colors as well. But now I'm gonna give you guys a visual of what this bicycle looks like while riding it. Before I show you guys the onboard riding of how this thing works, I wanna show you guys, it has these quick little toggle buttons too right here. The Estes does the modes for the up and down for the power boost, but this is also your mode. You press and hold this button, it's gonna turn on your lights backwards and front. And also you have the mode right here to go ahead and activate the camera. Quick little side note here, the only way to activate the higher allowed unlocked version for the USA version for the 32 kilometers an hour is you have to download the app to use it. And also while using the quad lock on here, I would recommend just keeping the phone on there because of the fact that it has an onboard app telling you GPS, distance, it saves rides, it does all this different stuff. As much as I love apps and how much there is to use them, I am an old school type of guy. I don't like many apps. I don't think that you don't need as much. I'd rather just a bike do what it's supposed to do. But there's a lot of intuitive stuff inside the app that you can definitely mess around with. But let's go ahead and turn this thing on. We press it on, it turns on. Without that on, if you hit the bike, like so, the light goes off. So when riding, without the lights on, it's still gonna give you, while riding, it's still gonna pick up while you're riding and give you a backlight. But if you wanna turn your lights for nighttime, you press and hold. And this should give us a light. Boom. So that turns your light on and off, which is pretty cool. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what this thing looks like while riding. Now that I got my proper attire, helmet, and glasses, that's the best part, is looking the part. Let's go ahead and take this thing out for a ride. I have it set up right now in boost mode. I wanna show you guys the actual torque. They say it can go up to about 32 kilometers with the assist of the motor. Let's go ahead and test this thing out. All right, here we go. So, as you guys just saw, I just took off on the cameraman. He's catching up now. You gotta be kind of careful around this corner right here. We're busting, I'm going wide. So I'm cruising right now along at 25 kilometers an hour, which I think results to about 18 miles an hour. You notice that it shuts off around 27. To get that added pushback that you want to get up to that 32, you really do have to fight for it. I would say the noticeable 660 amount of watts that you get on that boost mode is only on that first initial up to that 22. So if you're riding on like a road or something like this, it's not gonna be the best for that because right now I'm digging kind of hard. I'm only at 26 kilometers an hour. But I would say if you're riding on gravel, for sure, you're gonna be in the realm of where you're getting assisted the entire time. Like right now I'm still getting assisted, we're cruising. But if I wanna go a little bit harder, it's completely different. Watch. Like I had no idea what was gonna happen. All right, so now we're gonna stop. Actually, let's find some gravel. Cut the film. All right, now we have our first test, gravel. There's a bunch of landmines there as well, planted by neighbors' dogs. I'm gonna make it through here. I'm gonna showcase you guys what this thing's capable of. You don't wanna buy a gravel bike if it can't truly go through gravel. Let's see what we got. On boost mode, there's gonna be a lot of torque. Oh! Oh! Ah! You know. And that's how it's done. All right, folks, so there you have it. This is the first look at the CYCTRON Xfinity X1. And I'm gonna put a link down below where you can find out all the information about this bicycle and when they're gonna be launching this product very soon. Very fun bike. Let's say you have a significant other that can't keep up with you. Let's say you have a riding partner that wants to get in the sport. Let's say you just wanna go faster on your normal trail to get in more riding time. This is something that's definitely, sorry, my breath. Something that's a lot of fun that can definitely be taken out for a long ride. That ride right there that we're doing, we were messing around for a while. I was at 90%, we're at 88% right there. So we still have a ton of battery left, and that was all in boost mode. And you guys saw how quick that thing took off. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.